I'm actually Superwoman. I can do all these things and still come out extremely successful in every single aspect, if that makes sense. God knows that I was so close to giving up on so many occasions. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. That was like a wake-up call for me. Like, put a couple lessons in, booked a test in, boom bam, Bob's your uncle, and passed my test. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just thought I'd come to you guys today very quickly with a life update video. I did one not too long ago, but I just thought I would do one right now because ever since then a lot has happened, like in between that time. So yeah, I just feel like these life updates are not going to happen on a very consistent basis, but rather just every time something major happens in my life, and major things have happened. So I thought it'd be a good time to just come and update you guys. And I'm doing this video in collaboration with Westkiss hair, so we're going to be getting all the deets on this brand new wig that I'm wearing. Like, a new wig, who is this? Like, who? Like, I always come on here with a new straight wig. They look the same, but they make me feel, every wig makes me feel a little bit different. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I'm just gonna be showing you guys how I laid and slayed this hair. As you can see, it's a closure, but we've got some baby hairs going on. And if you want the secrets, if you want to find out how I got, you know, baby hairs on my closure, just carry on watching. And if you want to hear about my life and what I've been up to, carry on watching. So like I said before, this video is in collaboration with Westkiss hair, and so instead of just sitting down and talking to you guys about either hair or about my life, I thought I'd do both at the same time and do my hair and talk to you guys about my life at the same time. So I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone. If you guys want the full details of the hair, stay tuned to the end of the video. But until then, let's get into my life update. First things first, I just want to address university. The reason why you guys haven't seen me in quite a while, like I try to be consistent with my uploads. Like, if you know me, you know that I don't really joke around with my YouTube. That's just the one thing that I'm just most passionate about, so I don't like to mess around with it. So yeah, I like to stay as consistent as possible, but I just haven't been able to do that recently because of uni. So I am literally balancing a full-time master's degree with working part-time and doing YouTube on the side. So you can imagine just how much is on my plate right now. It's just like, how am I actually going to conquer this? Like, do you know what I mean? Because it's either I'm putting one thing over the other. I've got to put one thing above the other. Like, I can't give everything 100%. I can't give one thing 100%. It's gonna have to be a thing where I'm splitting my attention, like probably 70-30 or 80-20 even. Because right now, I can't lie, my priority is getting a really good grade in my master's degree. And the only way for that to happen is for me to take my attention off of YouTube a bit. At first I was, like I said before, stressing about it, but then I just told myself I'm leaving everything in God's hands, and my YouTube, while I've left it unattended during the times that I'm not able to upload videos, God is just going to watch over the channel for me in my absence, and everything will be fine. Like, I know everything will be fine. I've just told myself, listen, I am actually Superwoman. Like, I can juggle all this. Like, I can do it. I am doing it, and I'm going to continue to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, nothing's too difficult for me. That's what I've literally been affirming to myself, like, all the time. Is that, like, I can do it. I can do all these things and still come out extremely successful in every single, like, aspect, if that makes sense. Like, I'm going to prosper in my YouTube, prosper in my education, prosper in my workplace, like, because I'm just a woman of many talents. I can multitask, I can, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just a skilled individual. So that's what I've decided, and nothing is too difficult for me, and that's just the mentality that I think all us women should have. You need to understand that you are more than capable of doing whatever it is that you set out to do. Whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve. That's just what I want everyone to understand, and to just not be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. If that means, for me, for example, this, for me, juggling all this at once is uncomfortable. Like, I'd rather, you know, just fuck everything off and just do YouTube all the time, but I can't do that. Do you know what I mean? Because I've got to prioritize other things. That means other things have to take a backseat for now while I juggle the other things with it, if that makes sense. Like, everything right now to me has just been a whole learning process, learning how to balance my time, learning how to prioritize. Just a learning process. I'm still like in the beginning stages because the uni's only just started, so it's just like I did panic a bit in the beginning, but I'm definitely getting the hang of it now. Like I feel like I know what to do, and that's only by God's grace, to be honest. Like if it wasn't for God, like I don't know how I'd find the strength to do half the things I do, like honestly. So this is the hair more or less straightened. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and do my baby hair. So this is actually a closure unit, but it came with like some baby hairs. I don't know if you can see, like, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to lay the baby hairs down basically. While I'm doing that, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is I have finally passed my driving test. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, it took a couple of attempts. It did take a couple of attempts, but that's not the point. That's not the point. I made it. Listen, it's only by God's grace. It's only by God's grace that I even had the, what's the word, the motivation to even carry on, because God knows that I was so close to giving up, like on so many occasions. Like I feel like I want to do like a whole separate video on like passing your test and stuff, but I'll just give you guys like a gist for now. I've basically started my driving lessons in the second year of uni. Obviously because I was at university, it was hard enough to keep up with certain things because obviously I had to prioritize like university, because that was what I was there for in the first place, obviously, to study. So when the driving came along, first I took a long break off of it because some holidays came and I was doing my lessons in Kent, and I didn't really want to have lessons in London because I just felt like London was too hectic. I was used to driving in Kent, and yeah, so over the summer holidays I just hadn't taken any lessons. So third year came now and I carried on my lessons from like the beginning of third year. But then that got effed off because I ended up going to Ghana, and after I came back from Ghana I had to concentrate on my exams, my final year exams. So I didn't carry on my lessons for ages until I moved to Birmingham, and that's when I was like, you know what, like it's time for me to actually pass. Like, do you know what I mean? Like all this time I hadn't even, bear in mind I had never even attempted a test yet. I had just been taking lessons upon lessons upon. When I tell you, I literally, I've probably spent over £1,000 on lessons easily. Like literally I took so many lessons, but because I kept breaking in between, it just made it like hard to stay on top of it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, when I came to Birmingham I was like, I've had enough. Like I've had enough like of these lessons. Like I'm ready to pass and ain't nothing gonna stop me right now. I'm just ready to do it. Do you know what I mean? So I've done my edges on this side, by the way. I'm just gonna cut the edges off of this side. They're a bit long, and then I'm gonna lay these down. Anyway, yeah, when I moved to Birmingham I just told myself, listen, like you've got to pass. You can't stop like halfway and then carry on. Like you need to be consistent. That's the thing with driving, because you're gonna eventually not forget, but you're gonna be rusty if you keep starting and stopping and stopping and starting. You're gonna keep, you know, going back rusty and having to sharpen up again. And do you know what was peak, fam? Like my theory was expiring. That's what was stressing me out the most, the fact that my theory was expiring very soon. So I had to literally pressurize myself into passing the test, basically, because I was literally this close to my theory expiring. I was like, there's no way that I'm, you know, doing this theory again. Like that is so long. I've had 2 years to pass the test, and 2 years is nearly up. I'm not doing it again. So then that pressure built up. That's when I decided I'm booking this test. I booked the test only for me to fail the first time. Failed the first time. I was like, I've still got like 2 weeks, let me book another test and practice towards that. We can still get this before our theory expires. Oh, I lied. I lied to myself, because the second one came and I failed again. And you can imagine at this point there was no time left for me to take any more tests, because if you know, you need to book your theory tests long in advance, because like the spaces fill up quite quickly. So yeah, when I realized that my time was up for my theory to expire, I lost all motivation. Literally I was like, I'm done. So the second test I took in July, and that was right before my theory expired. So when I took that last test is when I realized that like I'm done out here, because my theory is expired after this. I can't book another test before my theory expires. So between July and like the middle of August, I took no more lessons whatsoever. I just took a massive break from driving altogether, and I just thought to myself, like, if I go back to driving, to doing lessons again. Like, I'm only going back when I'm well and ready, do you know what I mean? So I just didn't feel like I was ready yet, but it finally came to the time. This was like mid-August, yeah, and I just said to myself, look, it's now or never. So I quickly booked in another theory test. I had to redo my theory. That was like a wake-up call for me, like, fam, like, you're dilly-dallying, fam, like, you're actually messing about, like, to the point where you've had to redo your theory, like, what are you doing, kind of thing. So that's what kind of woke me up. And then as soon as I passed that theory the second time, I was like, yeah, booking lessons, booked a couple lessons in, booked a test in, boom bam, Bob's your uncle, and passed my test. Like, but yeah, and it's so mad because the first 2 tests that I failed, I could have, especially the second one, like, I could have sworn I had passed. I was so confident, but the last one, like, I made a really silly mistake and I was so sure that I failed it, and that's the one I passed. I was like, huh? Like, God was out here playing my games, boy. Like, I did not expect to pass that second one. I mean, that third one, like, at all. So yeah, like, I hope I haven't given away too much, because like I said, I want to do like a whole separate video on like my whole driving experience and like just advice on how to pass your test and what kind of agencies you should go for, and, you know, good prices depending on where you want, all that stuff. So I hope I'm not giving away too much information, because I want to reserve it for that video. But that's just like the gist of how I finally passed my driving test. Literally, that was one of the happiest days of my life, especially because it was so unexpected. But yeah, that's just the story of how I finally passed my test and all that jazz. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish off my hair quickly and then come back to you guys with like the details of the hair and stuff like that. So right now what I'm doing is just using a hot comb to like really flatten the, what do you call this, the closure, just make it look nice and, you know, as realistic as possible. Okay, so I'm just gonna add some finishing touches to the hair. I'm gonna do this with my John Frieda frizzies to get rid of all like the flyaways at the top. Literally all you need is one pump, and this bad boy will be your best friend, like, trust me. Like, can you see how everything is just behaving itself basically? Okay, so onto the deets of this wig. New wig, who the fuck this? So this hair was sent to me by a company called Westkiss hair. Obviously I'll link all the information down below in the description box, as I always do. And they sent me 4 bundles of Brazilian straight hair with a lace closure, and the inches they sent were 326 bundles. They sent me 3 or 4. I asked for 3, but they sent me 4. Like, I've just clocked that in the emails. It says 3 bundles, but I actually got 4 bundles. So I used 3 and a bit bundles and a 22-inch closure. Pros and cons of this hair. One of them I've already mentioned, of course, is the fact that it's a closure but comes with like baby hairs and stuff like that. The baby hairs literally already came plucked, so all I needed to do was cut them a bit shorter, and it was perfect. Literally the lace is perfect. Put a bit of foundation underneath it just to blend it in a bit of my skin, and I think it looks amazing. The hair is basically bone straight out the packet. Like, as you guys saw, I hardly had to do any straightening to get it like mad straight. Like, what I did was lazy straightening basically. I didn't really need to do a lot to make it look like this, as you guys saw. What else? The bundles come nice and thick, and they come really dark as well. If you guys have seen in my previous videos where I've complained about hair, a lot of the times I'm complaining about the color of the hair. I naturally have really dark hair anyway. Like, look at the color of my eyebrows. Like, my eyebrows are dark. I'm just a dark haired person. So when the bundles come and they're looking like some color 2 color, do you know what I mean? I'm like, no, like, no. Like, I don't like it, do you know what I mean? Like, this is nearly the color of my top, and my top is black, like, it's black, do you know what I mean? So yeah, no complaints there whatsoever. The only thing that I would complain about is the flyaways. Like, I'm not sure how the closure was cut, but like, I've had to lay the flyaways down twice now for them to stay down, and even still I can see like some bits it's sticking up. But apart from that, like I said before, I've literally got no complaints whatsoever about the hair. It's lovely, it's full. As you can see, like, it's giving me life. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but I've actually given my old straight wig to my mum. This is my new go-to. You're gonna be seeing me in this in a lot of my videos to come. And yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.